People are finding it so easy to blame Gavin Hunt for this and that and this and that. I mean, I'm just sick and tired of actually explaining the same thing over and over and over again to people that, hey, Gavin Hunt has to work with what he has.
I'm speaking to Hunter here on Amagosi for live. What's happening, my brother? I don't want to ask you. I mean, we all know how disappointing that game was for us. Um,
Mhm.
what was the game? What is wrong at Kaizer Chiefs? I want to ask you first. What is wrong at Kaizer Chiefs?
Lack of identity. That's what's wrong. Because
Mm,
you need to take into consideration the identity of Kaizer Chiefs as far as gameplay is concerned. What is the identity of Kaizer Chiefs?
mm,
It is skill, it is flair, it is fluidity, and it's flamboyance. I saw none of
mm,
that today. I saw
absolutely,
none of what Kaizer
100%.
Chiefs were actually known for. All right. And people are finding it so easy to blame Gavin Hunt for this and that and this and that. I mean, I'm just sick and tired of actually explaining the same thing over and over and over again to people that, hey, Gavin Hunt has to work with what he has. And the mentality of the players that he has, it is not fitting into his plans. So we just have to make do with what we have up until the rest of the season. And then come June, when the ban is over, we can be able to release a whole lot of players and get the players that are supposed to come and don the jersey of Kaizer Chiefs rightfully.
Mm.
So no, honestly, I know people are expecting me to be mad or expect me to be in pain. No, man, hell, uh-uh. You know what? I woke up this morning nervous. Actually, I felt so nervous. So I go into social media and I say, you know what? I do not want to be nervous about today's game. And as I was typing it, I still felt that. I still felt, and but it just came alive. Richards Bay first goal. Akbay, unfortunately, he missed that ball. But what was Khotomaleko doing, allowing the Richards Bay guy to jump?
Yeah, we
I
can, we
mean,
can, we can. This the whole game. We can say.
yeah,
I mean, it was like the defense. I mean, the whole season actually, our defense
yeah,
has
it's
just
symbolic.
been all over the place. And why aren't we fixing those mistakes? And I don't know. Is it the players? Are we? Is it training? What's happening in training? That's my other thing. These guys are training every day. We're not
Twice a
fixing the
day, in fact.
mistakes. We're not fixing the mistakes in the back.
Mm,
And my other thing is, every week
mm,
we're hearing the same excuses from,
mm.
I wouldn't say excuses, but every week we're hearing the same reasons why we lost the game from Gavin Hunt
Mm,
and the
mm,
missed chances. What are
mm.
these guys doing in training? I mean, are they missing chances in training also? That when they come into the pitch, that
Looks
there
like
were
it.
so many chances today. Again,
Exactly,
we could have wrapped it up.
exactly, exactly.
What's wrong with this team? I don't know. I
I
don't
know.
know. I'm tired,
Uh,
man.
my question is exactly the same as yours, Mish, because I just wonder what are these guys really, really doing in training? They mustn't give up this excuse that no, we've got a whole schedule lined up. No, no. What are you guys paid for? What are you
Mm,
guys paid to do?
mm,
You're coming into a big institution like Kaizer Chiefs. You're expected to perform. The moment you step onto the training field, you're supposed to work.
mm,
So I have absolutely no idea what's in the minds of these players, but
mm,
something is not right up there.
mm,
Because remember, like I said last season, that football it is a mentality game, especially going into the last 5 games of last season. Our mental strength
mm,
had to be tested.
mm,
Now we are in the second half of the season. And the second half of the season begins with today's match, the Nedbank Cup, and the
Mm.
mentality is still there. For how long are we going to be waiting to actually see that the mentality of the guys at Kaizer Chiefs is correct? That's the question that I'm posing to myself. Well, I don't know what question you're posing to yourself, but what is it that is going to be done correctly
Mm.
for us to be effective? You
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to be great in games, but we
Mm.
need to be effective.
Yeah.
I see people are pointing fingers at Nurkovic. Okay, fine, you've pointed fingers at Nurkovic. What if Nurkovic scores? Are you going to celebrate? Hmm? Are you guys going to celebrate? That's the question that I'm posing to them.
Of course they will.
Nurkovic is our player,
Of course they will. Every
and they
fan.
will.
Yes.
Every fan will. Every fan will. They will celebrate the very same guy that they were busy mocking, that they
Mm.
were busy pointing fingers at, and
Mm.
they're busy blaming the armband and all that. No,
Mm.
no. Whether you are wearing the armband or not, you're expected to perform.
Mm.
And my take from today's game is that the only player that got to perform well was Leonardo Castro. He fought.
Mm.
He made an impact the moment he came on from the bench.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
could see that he's a good reader of the game. Just imagine if he were to play the same way that he played today against Pirates last
Mm.
week, we would have been talking a different story.
Yeah.
And even the manner in which Castro scored, he was just so frustrated that, you know what, he wanted to get that ball into the back of the net, no
Mm.
matter how. All right. It didn't matter how scrappy the goal was, for as long as we got the ball into the back of the net. Because literally, I think, or should I say, I actually foresaw us going into extra time. And maybe the game was going to be decided there. But you got to give credit where it's due. The better team won, which was Richards Bay. Richards
Yeah.
Bay, they came in with a game plan. They had a look at the
Absolutely.
starting lineup of ours,
Yeah.
Simon Dlada, credit to him. He said, you know what, uh, we're going to capitalize on this. We're going to beat these guys, and that's
Mm.
exactly what they did. They were so confident on the ball. They were so they were confident on the ball. They were comfortable on the ball as well,
Mm.
and just the fluidity that they were playing, absolute fluidity. That was the kind of football that we were supposed to play, but we
Mm.
weren't. We were just playing shambolic football. We were playing the football that we don't even understand, that is
Mm.
out of our identity. Now,
I
who's
want to
to blame for
also I want to also ask you. You were talking about the impact of Castro.
that?
I mean, that was the only. I mean, him and Zuma, I think, were the two subs that made an
Mm,
impact. The other guys who came
mm,
on, Manyama,
ah,
Frosler, I think, also came on because he
mm.
had to. Obviously, do you think it'd
Yeah,
been
he
better
had.
if Frosler came on earlier for Ntiantia, and then we would have avoided the situation where we were 10 men down? And what do you think of the Ntiantia situation? That unnecessary tackle. I mean, that made me so mad. It made at that moment I was like furious, and what is this guy doing? We in a situation where our backs are already against the wall, and he makes that
Yeah.
stupid tackle knowing he's on a yellow card. So that, and
Mm,
for me, that's a sign of the difference between a world class or a professional, proper first team player and just
mm.
an average guy. As much as
So,
I enjoyed what he gave to us last season, sometimes that's the difference, between a great player and
mm.
just an average okay one.
Yeah,
Good players
well,
don't do things like that.
look, Mish, I honestly don't think Ndiandia is going to lose as a Chiefs. I think he's going to be one of the players that will be ousted because let us not point fingers at Ndiandia only.
Mm,
Look at the other players as well. We have players that are committing unnecessary fouls in opponents' halves, the place where we're supposed to score,
mm,
where we are supposed to put the ball in the back of the net. What are we doing? We are committing unnecessary fouls in the penalty
But some of
area
those, okay,
of
I'll
the
argue with
opposition.
those some of those fouls were a bit questionable also from the referee's viewpoints. I mean, I don't know. The referee also made some of those calls, but anyway, carry on.
Mm.
I didn't think the referee had some of those calls. I
No, but you know what? All I can say is this, Mish, is that honestly speaking, that Ntiantia foul, it was totally unnecessary.
mm,
It was totally unprofessional, and it was totally unacceptable as well. Sorry, I'm just charging my phone here. But yeah, it was just totally unacceptable, you know. And honestly speaking, you should know better as a
mm,
professional. You're supposed to be a professional footballer. You're supposed to know that any foul that you commit like that,
mm,
that's a disciplinary hearing offense.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a disciplinary hearing offense.
But
And
you should know better being on a yellow card though.
yeah, you should know better. You should know better, Mish. You should.
The thing is, but also
But
managers should also know. I mean, I'm not blaming Gavin Hunt. I'm not putting any blame on him. But
mm,
at second half, being 1-0 down,
mm,
we needed a Reeve Frostler in that game. I would have taken
yeah,
on Tia. I mean, I'm not the coach. I'm not gonna say I'm not the coach, but if I was, I would have taken out Tia and brought in Reeve Frostler. We know he's a hard worker. We know he's a skilled player. He's
mm.
a much better crosser of the ball also because it seems like that was our
I was
game plan
about to
anyway.
get to that. I was
Yeah.
about to get to that, and
So
it's good that you raised.
I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, that's happened. The red card happened. We came back in the game even
Mm,
after the red card. So
mm.
yeah, I don't. I can't really blame TNT too much.
Yeah, we can't blame Ntiantia too much, but Ntiantia prior to the red card, he didn't have the best of games. How many opportunities was he given to square the ball? And all he was doing was just rolling the ball, hoping that it was going to land on Nurkovic. Because
Mm,
those rolls of the ball coming from Ntiantia were meant for Nurkovic, and it landed on the opposition player. So he's not a good crosser of the ball. Does Ntiantia practice squaring the ball? Does he square the ball in practice? I don't think so.
mm,
It would have been good to actually start the game with Frosler at
mm,
left back because he's a utility player. He can play at
mm,
right back, he can play at left back, he can play at
mm,
central midfield. The guy can deliver. So
mm.
in that case, Gavin Hunt should have started with Frosler. I understand that Ntiantea hasn't had game time, but I think after that red card, deep down, Gavin must have said, "Look, I've seen enough. I've
Mm.
seen enough." And
Did he play in
then
TNT also? Did he play in TNT also thinking? I mean, playing in TNT also was kind of underestimating Richards Bay.
I wouldn't exactly say so.
Why not?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't exactly say so because knowing Kaizer Chiefs, in as far as playing the Nedbank Cup is concerned, Nedbank Cup it's normally a tournament where fringe players, so to say, would be playing unless our opponents are really really tough, and then we're gonna throw in our guys.
Mm.
But I wouldn't exactly say that it's underestimating Richard Bay.
But I mean,
Give credit to
if
Richard
you
Bay.
did you listen? Did you even listen to Gavin Hunt after the game when he said, "I've never lost in my career or something, my 26
Mm,
years to a
mm,
first division side."
mm,
That means
27, yeah.
for me, I mean, I'm not blaming Hunt. Don't get me wrong, but
Mm,
a coach must never ever think that way because for me now that seems to me like he did have this weird um, underestimation um, of Richards Bay. When you go into the
mm,
game, you go in as 11 versus 11. Not
mm,
PSL versus NFD. So I don't know.
mm. Yeah,
Your
I heard him. I heard him, and I don't know if it was necessary for him to make such a comment. I don't know, but Gavin Hunt should have known. He should have known that, look, whether you're playing Richards Bay or any other NFT side, you need to prepare for the game against them as if you're playing against another PSL side.
Mm.
Against any opponents. This is Kaizer Chiefs. Don't underestimate any opponents. The biggest
Mm.
mistake you can make is underestimate your opponents. Now, I obviously cannot read what was in the mind of Gavin Hunt. But after that second goal, you could just see that slight smirk on his face. And that was a smirk of disbelief.
Yeah.
I even started laughing. I even
Yeah.
started laughing. I was like, there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
absolutely no way we were gonna come back. I even started laughing in disbelief. I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you have a lapse of concentration and our defense was just so disorganized.
Mm.
That's what I saw. I saw a disorganized defense. They were confused.
Mm.
They were just defending in tatters. And
Mm.
Richards Bay took advantage of it. So how are we going to fix this? We've got 15 more PSL games left. Our next fixture is against Wydad Casablanca. I'm trying my utmost best to be braver against them, but I really um, don't have a good feeling about it because
Uh,
look, if we need to really take a hard look at ourselves and ask ourselves, why are we here?
mm.
Why are we playing? Why are we dubbed the Cup Kings? Why are we the most supported team in South Africa? Why are we such a big club? And if we are such a big club, why are we performing this way? That is out of our identity. That's what it
Mm.
all boils down to.
Absolutely, 100% right. I
Yeah.
mean, you hit the nail on the head there. My
Yeah.
next question, I'm going to end it there. I mean, we're already about 37 minutes in. My last question,
Mm.
actually, is it better now for us to see how far we get in CAF, do the best we can, even if we don't make it, but
Mm.
rather we try and focus on the Premiership now because and it's like a blessing. Would you say that losing today was a blessing so that we can focus on regrouping
Mm.
in the Premiership and getting things right there?
Well, in normal terms, I would actually say it's a blessing, considering the fact that it would be less stress as far as fixtures are concerned, because we'll be
Mm,
focusing on the Premiership as well as CAF Champions League group stages.
mm,
I really want us to do well in the group stages of the CAF Champions League. Hopefully, we can advance to at least the quarterfinal or even go as far as the semi-final,
yeah.
and then also concentrate on making sure that we don't fall out of the top eight in the Premiership.
Mm,
But that is just me talking.
yeah.
It's probably the sentiments that other supporters are sharing, but it's down to the players and it's the mentality that counts. If
Mm,
the mentality is correct, with the right mindset, the right determination, and the will to win, then I don't see us struggling. But it's up to them.
mm,
Hopefully, hopefully tomorrow, Kazam Dong Senior sits the players down and tells them straight that look, you guys are fortunate to be here at Kaizer
mm,
Chiefs. You guys are fortunate to be playing for Kaizer Chiefs. If you really, really want to make a success out of yourselves here at Kaizer Chiefs, then
mm,
go do what you're supposed to do. Not every player can play for Kaizer Chiefs. It takes exceptional players to do so.
yeah.
And from where I'm standing, from where I'm sitting, only a few deserve to be there. Only a few. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
Yeah, nice man. Powerful words. Powerful words. Thanks, man. I just wanna before we go, last 5 minutes, I wanna see you read some comments. Welcome, yeah, hey brother, welcome.
Mm,
We don't have soldiers. Akpe also must join Kune on the stands, and Tiantia must pay
mm,
for this. Our coach needs to stop crosses when teams have parked the bus. Our strikers
mm,
also are not confident. I
mm,
would I wouldn't agree with the Akpe and Kune thing. I don't know. And Tiantia, I don't think it's entirely his fault, so I wouldn't put all the blame on him.
mm,
I agree a little bit that the coach didn't have a second like a plan, with the crosses. I also
mm.
felt we were a bit one dimensional. We just
Yeah, we were.
every ball was a cross and we just hoped
Mm,
someone got the ball. It was getting a bit tiring.
mm. And irritating as well.
Yeah. The next one from Moraka. Akpe can't even handle or punch away the ball. Chiefs will be embarrassed by Wydad Casablanca. And the last one,
Looks like we're
you'll
gonna see a
die, Leo.
different Chiefs against Wydad.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope
You
so.
know, I mean, if we were able to see a different Chiefs against who's this Diogosto, then I think we might see a different Chiefs against Wydad. But that's just me.
Let's
That's
hope
just
so.
me.
Let's hope so. We will see you the next one. CAF
Just
Champions
hope so.
League. Oh, we have a tough season ahead. We knew this was going to be a hard season, so I think
No,
we
I
should
mean,
just lower our expectations and just take
uh,
each game, take some painkillers before the game.
funny enough, I think it was 2 days ago. I actually had a dream that we were playing without Casablanca, and the game ended 1-1.
uh,
Surprising. The game ended 1-1, and that was a game Chiefs was supposed to win. Last 5 minutes of the
no.
game, Chiefs were just pumping balls into the penalty area and just troubling the wideout goalkeeper. The moment I woke up, I was like, okay, fine. In the dream, it was 1-1, but really I want us to win. But
Man.
if it turns out to be 1-1, it would be a good result for us. It would.
Yeah.
Then that means our fear and our nerves in Morocco would be all gone.
Uh, I hope. I mean, I'll take a 1-1 draw. I'll take a
I would
1-1
take
draw.
1-1,
I hope
honestly.
so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Thanks, Hansa. You're watching Amakosi for live. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Amakosi for live, and give us a like on Facebook.